Alright. First thing everyone might notice is I am definitely louder. I'm trying to increase the volume because I've been told on YouTube it's a little bit more finicky. Especially if for some reason ads are showing up. It's like on TV, where if you have the movie at 60 and ads start to show up, all of a sudden those ads are really fucking loud because it was a quiet movie. But anyway, keep that in mind. I really want to try to get the audio so where it is so that if you put the slider in the middle, it's loud enough. Because as I was reported to, you need to have the slider basically at maximum on my YouTube videos, which is not exactly ideal. But either way, I'm experimenting with being louder, so reduce it if you need to. That being said, we are on YouTube live, as we're going to continue to be, and it's going to always be at Tuesday 6:30, so keep that in mind as well, of course. Some changes that have been happening because of Season of Ghosts and all that. But, yeah, I think I already made those announcements before. You guys, it's all on YouTube, it's going to be here now. That's it. So, Yuga, you usually do the recap. How are you going to do it today?
I'm certainly willing to, unless somebody chooses to jump in. Nobody chose. All right, let's do this. Okay, so we battled at the bridge over the Seba River against a foe named Gurglegut, a foul creature related to trees somehow, with surprisingly little pain. And we reminded ourselves, though, that there's a mastermind behind this attack, and the creatures that we'd faced thus far would not have done something like attacking this village in this way on their own. Nothing with this amount of coordination. We took our 3 blessed coins that were blessed by 3 various gods and goddesses around the village, placed them one by one into the lantern, as well as the old coins that had previously blessed the lantern, just as a symbolic gesture. And it immediately began to glow brightly when the deathly fog infesting our village began to recede before our eyes. We very, very quickly ran into the guardswoman from before who had given us, we'd escorted into the village into safety, and she gave us some supplies, some potency crystals for our weapons, some healing potions, and her crossbow with signal bolts. We informed her of her daughter's safety. She thanked us profusely, wished us luck, and she would protect the villagers. We crossed the bridge, entered the downtown, and witnessed the devastation with our own eyes. There was lots of wreckage. I think some things had burned a bit, maybe. And as we expected, the governor's mansion was simply gone, with nothing but a big dirt patch. We first went to the barracks, where the horses were all dead. We investigated their wounds, and before we could really learn too much, we were attacked by cockroach swarms. We picked up their trail and saw that they headed... we picked up the trail of whoever had killed these horses, and they headed downtown toward the town square. But before that, we found some people that were in an outside sort of enclosure or whatever that had been locked up there. We freed them. And we went inside the barracks and rescued town guards from the prison cells they were stuffed into, and they offered us some supplies as well. We also found a report on the alleged substance growing and cultivation from a Ludabama that we had rescued previously. Interesting. Toward the middle of town, on the town stage, there were some gremlins that mocked us, and we chased them off without too much trouble. Went to a bathhouse with a man stuffed in a locker. We managed to free him, and we saw creatures in the waters, kappas, I believe, that had eaten the horses, but they didn't kill them. Apparently they were killed and left for the kappas to eat. They were just here to look tough, maybe cause a little bit of trouble by proximity, but overall, they just want to go home. But in order to do that, they're going to need cucumbers. We steeled our resolve and determined that we will find cucumbers. The grocery store nearby was empty of people and cucumbers. We found a storeroom that had some people in it, including the owner and some other survivors. She promised that she could get us cucumbers if we saved her daughter and her daughter's beloved, which she didn't particularly like very much. We did find them in the nearby jewelry shop, being harassed by some drunken Jeankins, which we fought off fairly easily. The two of them begged us to let them take a necklace from the jewelry store to use as funds to elope, since the store owners may very well be dead. After some deliberation, we decided to let them have the necklace, but we did not agree to say that we could not find the two of them. Yuga personally said he would let them go, but he would attempt to put in a good word for them in their absence. And that's basically where we left off.
Basically so. So, with that all being said, make sure everyone has your hero points for the session, for the start of it. I do need to remember, of course, to be giving out proper, narrative hero points here and there, but either way, make sure you have those. Give me just 1 second. I feel like I'm just a little tiny bit loud. Doing some adjustments, fixing up the audio. But, that being said, as those two lovers ran off, not sure if you'd ever see them again, you still have to report back to those who sent you in this direction in the first place. So, from here on, still some stolen jewelry is left lying in this jewelry shop, but otherwise, what is everyone doing?
Ignoring the remaining jewelry and heading to the front.
Okay.
I'm glad we could clear out more of these creatures from this town.
They're quite the hassle.
There's just so many of them.
Nuisance.
It makes you wonder how many we are missing in all the nooks and crannies.
It's such a shame that we have to do this. I absolutely detest violence.
As you discuss this, stepping by some of the gardens of the back part of this little shop center here, you can open the door.
Open the door.
And see inside the Sanmi family, well, still making do. Thankfully, they found some cover here, and no other creature was really rushing in. At least not while you're away, of course. As you get back to them, though, they seem perplexed, especially, of course, the matriarch, Ndoye Sanmi. Did you... where's my daughter?
We do have good news and bad news on that front. The good news, of course, they are alive and well. They're in good health. We saw to that personally. And in fact, your daughter's lover did very admirably in protecting her.
But where are they?
Unfortunately, they did not wish to come back with us. They have left for the time being.
What do you mean they did not wish? Their wishes do not matter. This will not stand. This is the last straw. Especially during all this, they still won't listen to their mother, their family, their elders. Poor children. Always getting caught up in their flights of fancy. They don't know what's good for them.
I think... Pardon me for saying so, but I think it's really important to understand them. I think maybe there's a lot more common ground than you might realize. Talk to her sometime, once you have a chance. It might not be for a while, since I do believe they need some distance, and I was not about to stop them.
Roll diplomacy
She
check.
really does. She really does love you. However, I do wish to really press that point home, and it really hopes that someday you'll be able to speak on better terms. Oof! Nope. Reroll. Hero point. Hero point.
Okay. Well,
22. I'll take it.
she was about to change her perspective on you quite
She was
sourly.
about to behead you.
She was already very unhappy about how things turned out with her daughter, but maybe with some smoothing over, you've at least not drawn her ire too much. You know Nadoya Sanmi is an important person in town. She basically is the proprietor of, well, the Tree Sparrow's Rest, which is that building you were just in, the grain shop. And her family is well known for leading the charge on preparations for the winter time, well, in terms of food storage and all that. Wouldn't be good to be on her bad side in that.
No.
Well, this didn't turn out how I wanted it to, but I suppose I can't fault you for the way my children acted. I can only blame myself. Well, once this is all over, we'll hopefully try to catch up with them, send somebody out to find them, but at this point, I don't know what to do. So, very well, we'll just focus on immediate matters. Yeah, I want to reward you. Move aside, please. It's in the corner here.
Just pushes Lylon away.
Oh, well, okay.
Yeah, this, it's a bit of a family heirloom, passed down by my father. That it brings you good luck when you're healing someone. I don't know anything about magic, but maybe there are properties that I understand. It's yours for the taking, of course.
I am very grateful. I will do my best. Well, I will put this to good use.
And, of course, if there's anything else you need, we don't have much. Especially not much for fighters and heroes, if we can call you that.
What about the cucumbers?
Cucumbers? Whatever do you need cucumbers for? Sure, we have them, but why?
Very simply put, there are some very peculiar and interesting people who are unable to leave the village, unable to get back to safety without cucumbers.
I don't know what sort of spirit or otherwise you're dealing with, but it doesn't surprise me that there's some random creature out there who has a particular liking for cucumbers of all things.
It's been a very strange couple of days. I'm learning to just roll with the punches, so to speak.
Very well. I assume you know what cucumbers look like. They'll be hidden under some of the fronds of one of the smaller flower beds out there.
I'm very
Pick as many
familiar with
as you need.
cucumbers.
I can tell you what it's not. Yellow and bumpy.
Correct. That is called corn. He's new.
Yes, I'm as surprised as you are to see our town's protector up and walking around.
We're still getting used to it.
Speaking of which, however, did you see what happened to the manor? To the governor's manor? I was out in the marketplace when this all went down, and I looked over my shoulder, worrying for the governor's safety. It seems he and his entire manor has simply disappeared into the mists, as if swallowed by them.
We are planning to go take a look at the manor shortly. I wish to see more myself, but yes, all I know is that it vanished for some reason.
Well, I'm grateful you're still here. Even if I didn't really see the truth in your existence.
If I had been a few feet further back, maybe I wouldn't have been.
As it is how things are.
That's a scary thought.
We'll stay here. Of course, hunker down in the shed. They take little interest in the back buildings. They want to
If
just...
you wish, the guards have amassed in the barracks, and they might be able to protect you as well if you need it.
Ah, well then. We'll head there at once if you think this town square is clear.
Last we saw, it was.
I'll start gathering their things, what little things they have for survival purposes. But for what it's worth, thank you all. Let's get going. So they rush out and start heading south. Give yourselves 20 experience points for saving them. 20 experience points for saving the two lovers. And then 80 experience... Actually, no, 60 experience points for the encounter up here, because I don't believe I gave you XP for it. So total of 100. You should be at 180.
Got it.
Okay. So from here, where are you guys headed?
Well, we obviously need those cucumbers. So Shugo's gonna move over to where the cucumbers might be and start trying to find them.
Alright, roll me a nature or farming.
I imagine Yugo would like to probably do a farming to contribute.
I'm good at this.
You said nature or survival?
Nature or farming.
Ah yes, this is a cucumber. Pulls out a carrot.
You lift
That's what I was hoping for.
from the patch in your jaws a couple of stinging nettles, actually.
Please,
Take 1 damage.
you're causing me actual pain here. Let me show you.
Yeah, Don, you avoid the stinging nettles.
Why did the cucumbers hurt me?
14.
Because of the lower DC on farming lore, and you literally being told, so the DC was like 5, right? You were able to find the cucumbers and pick a few of them. At least one for each of the kappas.
Wait a minute. What was the... Hold on. It's 20 for the grocery owner and others, and 20 for saving the two lovers.
Should be at 180 total.
Which fight?
The drunken Jenkins in this place
Okay,
here. They were 60.
We did already get that.
Okay.
So we're at 100 then.
You should have gotten experience points for other stuff. So
Or 120.
We'll just round you out to 180. The purpose of
Okay.
things. There's other small things here and there that sometimes I forget to give you because they're pretty piecemeal. But
60 XP, cucumbers.
yes, we'll call it like that. I know you're keeping precise XP, which is actually
Yeah.
really helpful, but yeah, hard to keep track of all the little things. So, you got the cucumbers, guys.
Oh,
Cheers.
shall we go back to those spirits?
Shugo's trying to get the nettles out of his mouth still. And he's like wiping his face on the floor like lizards do sometimes.
Roll a fortitude save.
Oh no.
Should be good at those. Yeah, you're able to sort of eventually get the stinging taste out of your mouth, which is an albeit new experience for you.
These
None
do
of it.
not taste very good.
Yeah, these are not cucumbers, though I can't really blame you for getting it mixed up. It's all greenery in here.
Yes, let us go give the cucumbers to the spirits in the bathhouse.
Absolutely. I'm sure they're going to be very happy.
Okay. There is a little zone transition right over here. Teleport on into the
Meow.
red one. So move us on over. I think if you don't get into it before I move you
didn't.
over. So there we go. And Shugo somehow is. Oh, Shugo, did you already move in this map?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I'm up for that.
Yeah.
This is...
But yes, you guys rush over to the mostly happy Kappas.
It's not letting me select my own token.
Oh, jeez. Let me give you another one over here. Hopefully that helps.
Thank you.
I love this picture in particular because of a bit of background lore behind the scenes. Where we were scrambling to put together some quick portraits and stuff. I'm like, I don't know what to do, and I ended up like temporarily borrowing this Tengu Oracle's face.
The iconic Korok.
Thankfully, we replaced it quickly before our first session.
Yeah. I'm fine with most temporary art, but I don't like it feels a little weird for me to put in like you as literally one of the iconics of
Yeah,
Pathfinders. Like, oh shit, they made this AP for me. There's
I was
part of-
scrambling.
But either way, you guys make it back to the Kappas, and well, one of them looks up to you. The one that was, talking the most. The others are just lounging in the hot springs. Oh, hey, you're back. What were you doing again? You were, I don't remember.
I have great news for you all. It took a little bit of work, but we found cucumbers.
They all perk up at that, surprisingly fast for their sluggish nature. Wait, cucumbers? How did you know? We love cucumbers.
Oh, that's easy. We
We read your minds. It was a very short read.
talked.
Read our minds. You must
Yeah.
be powerful mystics.
No, we.
Yes, you actually told us earlier.
Oh, okay. Well, thanks for the cucumbers, I guess. Go nice with the bath.
And you did say you would leave once you were done with the cucumbers.
Oh, yeah. You can roll a diplomacy check.
Okay.
I'm helping.
Yes.
20.
Well, since you were so nice, and you got these cucumbers, I guess we can head out now that we have food. We don't have to eat a cow or a horse on our way out. We were feeling bad about the last horses we ate.
That
So,
must have been so rough on you.
I guess it's time to head back to the lake. Here. A tip. You've been very helpful. And they produce a single pearl worth 50 gold pieces.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Oh, we could use it to decorate Shugo.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Well, he's already got all this jade over him, so we can now start adding pearls to him.
I do not know where that will fit.
It could fit on your forehead as a third eye or something. For our mind-reading capabilities.
I do not have mind reading capabilities.
Not yet,
Yes,
anyhow.
maybe.
Alright,
Well, thank you very much for the pearl. That's very kind of you.
we're gonna get out of here. Bye.
Perhaps we will meet again.
Maybe. We live down by the lake. As they waddle off. Careful, of course, to keep the water that sits in the open tops of their heads from spilling.
You guys just kind of standing there now with his arms crossed. He's just kind of nodding his head as if he's just gradually trying to. He's dealing with this. He's dealing with all this.
Yuga, are you ready to come?
Sure, let's depart and see what's next is going to happen. What unusual occurrence, what strange, fascinating people we'll meet.
Shugo walks away from him. We should.
I'm just doing what I can to survive in these strange times.
Hey! Are those things gone?
Oh, yep, I forgot about him.
Deke, the halfling bathhouse owner, sort of peeks from around one of the doors. They're all gone?
They are.
Thank the heavens. And their court, the heavenly court and all that. Anyway, I'm gonna go find some safety now that I know everything's fine in my bathhouse. I was afraid those creatures might want to wreck the place after they're done.
The barracks is probably the best choice, considering where we are
Huh.
at the moment.
Well, if you've already cleared out most of the downtown, I'm gonna slink my way over there then. Thank you again, and of course, if you ever need my services, a discount is in order. Bounces the humors, rids you of disease, all that.
Generous. Thank you.
Head towards the barracks. The soldiers there are free.
Oh,
We
yes.
Come back for services.
Very well. I've never really, washed a statue, but anyway, bye. He rushes off. And if I move a token into one of the regions, it moves me as well, which is a little strange, but...
That's great.
But anyway, for the purposes of these, for dealing with the kappas, give yourself 60 experience points, and for sending Dege off, give yourselves 20, so a total of 80 for both of those as well.
I still wish to go check out the governor's mansion, if that is okay with the rest of you.
You mean his plot of land?
Yes, the land that remains.
The governor's mansion-shaped hole in the village. Well, not quite a hole, but, you know.
Okay. Stage. Sorry, good.
This way, if you will follow me. Sorry.
As you pass by, more of the destruction, busted in windows. Unfortunately, a corpse here and there. You follow the paths eastward. You couldn't really make your way down the cliff the other way, but you know your way, so you can just rush down that way or go fast. Because there's not much going on in this region, this side of the downtown. Some shops, odds here and there. You do pass, actually, one of the more central shrines to this place, the Shrine of Shelin. Actually, right here. But somebody had the foresight to board up the Shrine of the Eternal Rose. You can see through cracks of the board, it's apparent that the ceramic statue of Shelin is, in fact, intact and well, surprisingly so.
I'll say a brief a brief prayer in passing.
Roll religion.
20.
Okay. So, you say a prayer in passing, and seemingly, due to both the town's careful protection of her shrine, her former status as one of the 3 blessing gods of the town, and your prayer, you get a minor boon.
Oh my.
So basically, once when you roll a failure on a diplomacy check, you get a critical success instead. You
Oh,
can
that's lovely.
choose when that happens, but you would probably feel its effects on something that's related to goodness or art or something like that, something that would follow with Shillin's favor, of course. So, turn a failure into a crit success once with diplomacy.
A failure into a crit success?
Yes. Not a crit failure, unfortunately.
That's a really big swing.
Mm-hmm. God's minor boon.
Wrote it down. Hopefully I remember it's there.
But as you guys round the corner here, passing by some of the rice paddies and little inlets, a small bridge leading over to the governor's manor, Shugo, you once again see the singular plinth that is all that remains of the governor's manor. Of course, this map shows 2. For our purposes in this campaign, there was only 1, and that's the one that Shugo had their eternal watch upon until they, well, turned to life in these events. Now, with an empty plinth just standing there, and an empty plot of land behind it, you do remember something, Shugo. People sometimes hid little trinkets and treasures within your statue. Maybe as offerings, or just with the knowledge that there is a hiding spot and a little, like, sliding stone slab. This counts, actually, for your home items. So let me look them up real quick.
There are a few things here that might help you all if you would like them. Some offerings and things that people have hidden here.
And-
Come, I will show you.
Oh. Yeah, that'd be
You
very
slide
helpful.
the little tab open, and it seems somebody left behind a cold iron chunk inside.
Is that a hunk
Now
of
that-
metal?
It's interesting.
Yes, it
Anyone
appears.
mind if I take this?
I have no use for it at the moment. If you could make use of that, then so be it.
I certainly can.
Deadly to demons and fae alike. Seems someone thought Shugo would find use in it on the other side.
Somebody has found use for it on this side.
Either way, though, as you guys approach this once opulent manor, just yesterday, the crowning jewel, or well, 2 days ago at this point, once the crowning jewel of downtown has vanished completely without a trace. The only indication that there was once a building in this empty lot is, well, the sort of dirt that it would have occupied, as it seems even to have ripped up the very earth it stood upon.
Well,
Didn't-
Shugo, what's it like not having a job now?
I will have a job as long as anybody lives in this town.
See, that's a good perspective.
I did not get a chance to look at this place very well, though.
Were you faced away from it?
If you look at my plinth, you can tell that yes, I was facing away from it.
That's probably why you didn't see it get stolen or disappear.
Consider, Bosun, that if you were resting on the plinth, you would not have seen it either.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Indeed.
Do you wish to try, Bosun?
Sure.
What are you doing?
I get up on the plinth
Okay. Stand
and
on
sit
this
down
one.
facing where Shugo would have been facing.
Sit down. You take in the sights that you can imagine Shugo would have been staring at for 100 years. When, of course, not in his spirit form. Though, Shugo knows he didn't really sit there staring. He was in basically asleep until he woke up into the ethereal.
Well, this is kind of boring. Good thing you were asleep for most of that.
Yes. Let us check the grounds here for any clues.
Alright.
Or lack of clues, I suppose, in this case.
Sorry about my audio fluctuating. I'm still trying to get it to work. Apparently, upping my gain hardware-wise was causing buzzing, so I'm doing it software-wise in OBS. I think I need to raise it a little bit higher, you guys think?
Yes, definitely. You're very quiet.
I don't know how I'm very quiet. Hello, 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 hello?
On the call, you're quiet at least. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm going to be quiet on the call. Just raise me up. If
But
you
you're
can.
already at maximum for me.
Oh, God.
Same.
Well, here, I'm going to try and up it on hardware-wise. Hello, hello, hello. Do I sound fine to you guys in the call now? Or do I need to go up again?
Just a tiny little
You're
bit more.
quiet in the call. Yeah.
Oh, God, okay. It's like, can't go too high because it'll cause buzzing, then I can't go this way, so let me take it down on the stream. A little bit, there we go. Now up on here. Can you guys hear me well?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Good. And I think, judging by the bars, I am doing fine on the stream. I think I'm going to reduce myself a tiny bit on the stream. Sorry about all the stopping for audio stuff. Audio stuff is the most difficult thing of streaming.
Uh-huh.
Yes. But I think it should be
Yep.
fine now. So, I may have blanked on what you guys were doing. You're stepping out into the field here. Is there
I'm just
anything
looking
specific you're looking
for any sort of signs or indications here about what might have happened, or if it's just as simple as it's gone.
Roll a perception check. Bowsen, you can roll an occultism check. Leodon, you can also roll an occultism check. And Yuga, maybe from a religious perspective, you could figure out something.
Let's try it. Yeah.
I'm probably gonna add the disappearance of the manor to my pursue elite thing as my second thing.
Okay.
I got a 24 in a religion. I don't know what our DC is for religion here, but 24 is not bad.
Well, so I heard that sometimes there's creatures that quite literally just come by and steal houses.
What, like little worms?
Yeah. They like
How-
dig up out of the ground, and because they lift up their house as they dig out, they end up carrying it away.
One little worm could not do such a thing.
No, I mean like a lot of them. Like the whole horde of them. Because like if one creature picked up the house, you'd see evidence, but a bunch of small ones, they could sneak away.
If there were worms here, I would have seen them. Sensed
Bowsen
them.
and Yugo. I'm still saying Yugo sometimes because of Shugo. Bowsen and Yugo, though. You are not quite sure what could possibly do this, but it has to be some sort of powerful magic effect. That much is at least obvious. Things don't just disappear without someone
Definitely.
doing it on purpose. Hugo, however, you're seeing nothing here, so rather than look outwards, you look inwards for a second, remembering those faint images you saw before awakening into your physical form for the first time. Those images of a dilapidated, overgrown, abandoned Willowshore. you recall the manor was a part of the town in that image. The manor was there, sitting dilapidated, overgrown, just like everything else. You have to wonder why there's a mismatch between that strange dream of a town in abandonment and ruin and how things are right now.
Sugar looks thoughtful at that.
If that's all you can tell. Speak on it a moment, as I'm really needing water, so I'm gonna get water. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. With water. So, as you guys stand here, you really feel there's nothing else to find. You're stumped.
I certainly have my theories about this, but I think it's far too early to look into that.
It's worms, I tell you, worms.
Definitely worms.
That's the best guess for now, it seems.
Ah, the Audan have always admired your cunning.
Oh well, now you're just flattering me.
That's right.
We will have to come back to this later, I feel. But in the meantime, there's some things we should take care of in town first.
Yeah, like taking care of this mastermind
Or the butcher shop, remember that?
and the butcher shop.
So, you recall being told that this mot d'Ochu is holed up somewhere. But you don't know exactly where. Actually, no. You do know. If you recall, you were told by some prisoners if you don't recall. So I will remind you.
There's so many little things that.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Some-
I was writing something. Recall what? Sorry.
Some of the prisoners outside of the barracks, not the barracks guards themselves, but a few prisoners there, said they were being stored there and threatened to be taken to the tea house.
Yes.
Ah, the tea house. We should go there and see what's different than normal.
Well, there's not usually. If it's the tea house that I'm thinking of, there shouldn't be much there, actually.
It's the Cerulean tea house.
I just hope they left the place in one piece.
You're considering looking for samples or something?
No, I just liked spending my afternoons there, and I wouldn't want to take a while and wait for it to be rebuilt after all of this.
Then shall one of you lead the way? I'm not exactly sure where it is.
Oh, if you all need guidance there, I shall gladly lead the way.
All right. It'll lead you a bit northwest from the town square here, past a few of these buildings. You don't need to move your tokens, though. As you leave central downtown behind, where did we have your token? Oh, right here. You start getting into some of the canal districts here and there. There's a lot of waterways that go through some of the deeper parts of downtown, especially in front of some of the abandoned estates and such. This is much more the high-class living area of the upper city, or upper town, really. It's not really a city at all. Not much more than a village, surprisingly. But, either way, as you're heading in this direction, there's something strange in the air. A sound, a clattering. It's like someone's spilling over thousands of little shards of metal or glass over and over again. But then you start to hear a rhythm to it. It's as if somebody has a bag of something metallic, some small metallic bits clanging to each other, shaking it in a rhythmic fashion. It's louder and louder, and it's almost as if a whole street could be filled with this clattering, rhythmic, shing, shing, shing sort of sound of clattering metal. There's something marching its way through, just around the corner here.
That's some kind of troublemaker. Let's back off into the shadows.
Let's address it head on.
I would rather look first to even see what the heck it is.
To have a look, but to avoid notice, I will need a stealth. You don't need a perception for this.
Stay behind for a second, I'll be right back.
Yes.
Do I get my pursuer lead for this?
What are your pursued leads?
The disappearing of the manor and the toppled lantern.
Toppled lantern?
Yeah, the extinguished lantern, excuse me.
The Eternal Lantern. He was
The
on.
eternal lantern. Neither of these apply.
Gotcha.
Oh, good start to the day.
Yeah, you're pointing that.
All right. Much better.
Ooh, I rolled over
For a
one again.
moment, you nearly fell into the canal as you were trying to get a good look at these creatures, or these... They're not even creatures, they're objects. As you peek around the corner, you see a swirling cloud of glittering metallic objects, and you soon realize that they are clouds of silverware, swarming like birds in a flock, but also sort of tinkling against each other and bouncing rhythmically, as if the lead of a parade, some sort of dragon dance even. Though, of course, without the dragon. Yet.
So normal, boring dance.
Did you say yet?
There, however, seems to be a conductor. A floating apron of some kind, stricken with blood, old and new. Folds on its upper region seem to make the impression of eyes, and sort of cross strings at its front that would once cross around one's neck now seem to make the shape of a mouth. They seem to be slowly, rhythmically fluttering down the street. But judging by the blood on the silverware, and on the apron the fresh blood, seem to have run in to others that may have met an untimely end, overtaken by the parade of cookware.
Liadon will hush back to everyone else and relay everything. So, from what I can tell, there's a parade of animated objects or something going down the street.
Naturally.
And whatever is animating those objects also doesn't seem to be all that friendly, given it's all caked in blood.
I mean, how far is the butcher's?
It's around some corner here or there, but you seem to have found the culprit either way.
Maybe they came from the butcher's, and we're just helping out.
We need to stop this.
Yeah, agreed.
That
No
poor
more.
cookware being used like this.
Y'all step out ahead of the parade?
Sounds like it.
Only if they do.
Sugar
Alright.
does, at least.
I'm not going to be the first one to step out.
You guys get to see one of my maps. As you step out onto the canal street here, you are faced with those foes, sort of slowly floating their way across the waters and to either side, about 10 feet up, we'll say. Swirling through the air, clouds of cookware, and an apron that seems to have taken the lead. So you can get a closer look here. Definitely a butcher's apron by the blood streaks. But as you guys step out into the open, procession stops. The clattering still lower, and keeping the beat, but not as loud as to stop conversation. The apron sort of flutters up a little bit to get a closer look. Who goes there?
Shugo steps to the front.
Sounds good to me.
We are the protectors of this village.
I didn't know there were protectors around here. There wasn't much protecting going on.
Well, there is now. You seem to be able to speak. Why don't you tell us why you are doing this?
What do you mean? Why?
I am going to assume that you've been killing people, destroying the village.
Killing is a part of your village. I have seen it firsthand for over a century. The blood that splattered against me from all manner of creature chicken, cow, pig. Their blood seeped into me over and over again. Is this not a place of butchery?
There are some creatures you do not butcher.
I didn't know you made exceptions. After all, I was only continuing the trade when I was granted such sentience. Hacking and tearing, exposing the ribs and flesh of any and all who would cross our path.
Then clearly you only know part of the craft. You have the skill, but not the discernment.
Discernment, to me, is a trifle. All is meat and flesh. You all live and die the same way, and you're all much the same on the inside. Blood, bones, intestines, organs, hearts, they're all so very similar. But I'm bored of this philosophizing. If you want to do that, go and see Motochu. I care more for the craft than the talk.
You are a disgusting and violent creature, and I absolutely abhor violence.
Then let's
Let's
teach him
kill
a
this
lesson.
thing.
Ah, very well. It seems this time the meat comes to me. Move you guys a tiny bit up so that you're like not at the edge of the map. And add you guys to initiative.
Oh, there's the 20.
Actually, let's do a different one. Let's do this one. It's the swarms of cookware, butcher's cleavers, knife blocks full of bristling with these bloody knives, and all manner of other grisly instruments of cutting and chopping. Swarm in the air. Liaodon and Shugo and Baozin, you all have a chance to do something before the assault truly begins. So, let's start with Liaodon.
Oh, I don't think I'm in any position to really do anything this turn, so I'm just going to recall knowledge for now. On the apron.
Okay.
Learn if the apron has anything to do with mental saves.
I'll do that as soon as I know what to check.
Oh, sorry, yes. It will be a crafting check.
Not what I expected, but fair enough. Wow, my rolls are just not supporting me today.
You're not exactly sure what this thing is or how it comes to be like that.
Well, it's a floating apron with blood on it. There's probably some metal in that blood, all things considered. I'm gonna move a little closer. And that's my turn.
So you rush up a little bit closer. We're gonna switch on over to Shugo. Oops, I didn't actually... Wait a minute. Is the encounter even work? There we go. Shugo, your turn.
So, a couple questions. Is the flying apron reachable by standing on this boat here?
No. It would be reachable from this ear because you guys are technically 5 feet up from the
Gotcha.
water level.
I am going to go in there now. Farewell. I'm going to use sudden charge.
Okay.
Well, I don't think I can move far enough. 1 second.
You can move one and then sudden charge.
That's true. You know what? I'll do that.
All right. As you
Run down these stairs and then run up the other stairs to this big swarm back here.
blitz across. All right.
You know, fighting slower is probably not the best thing to do, but
Ugh, now I'm thinking about biting forks.
yum.
Oh my teeth.
And I'm going to bite.
As you rush up to the swarm, it sort of swoops down towards you, challenging you. As you challenge them.
I'm adding +1 for the potency crystal because it's not there for some reason.
Sure. 6 on the dice would miss
I'm
by
not
1.
missing my first attack.
You go for another, this time definitely hitting. Roll your
That is
damage.
a hero point that was used.
Yes, okay. As you slam your jaws into them, you realize that, well, it's a bunch of silverware in a swarm itself. It's not going to be that easy to destroy them all, so you just swipe in and try to take as many as you can with. As you bite in, it seems as though you've broken a lot of them, sort of shattered many of them into pieces, and have broken the construct's armor. So its AC is reduced.
This metal is weak. That's all 3 of my actions.
It seems actually so. It's not too hard to tear through this swarm. Bowsen, your turn.
Alrighty. I want to use one action to move.
Okay.
I'm going to use my second action to cast a new spell. And given the distances, I'm assuming this Butcher's Blanket is going to attack Leah down. Or would he attack Shugo?
Not sure.
They're the same distance. I have no clue which. Shugo was doing the conversing, so I'm going to cast Needle of Vengeance on this Butcher. He needs to make a will save.
Okay.
As for familiar balanced luck, AC bonus to Leah down. I'm going to have it so Needle of Vengeance triggers whenever he targets or uses a hostile action against Shugo.
Okay.
So whenever he does that, he'll take 2 mental damage.
I will not be punished for my craft.
Oh, cry about it. Last action shield.
Okay, shield goes up. Now, we go to the first of the swarms. The swarm in front of Shugo is going to sort of swarm over top of him. And then, let's see. They're going to start by slicing and pounding and pulverizing as much as they can. I need a reflex save from you, Shugo. You're able to avoid the worst of it, actually, as they slice around you. You take half of that damage. They're also, then, going to try to sling out these many knives and forks to try and pin you to the ground, keeping you in place. For this, I need a reflex save as well.
I just realized I forgot to put my rage stuff on.
Oh, yes, that would be very useful. How much extra damage would have added?
Let's not worry about it for this
Okay.
turn. Let's do it next time. My fault.
Mm-hmm. You are, however, unable to step until you leave the swarm space, and you take a penalty to your movement speed of 10. So you're minus 10 on movement speed. You can only move 15 feet. As many
Is
of
that
these,
something that can be removed anyway?
as long as you get out from underneath them.
Okay.
Yes. But you'll have that at the start of your turn, so you can only ever move 15 feet on the turn that you're getting out, basically.
Understood.
So, that'll be their turn, as they swarm around you, clattering into you, not doing all that much, but still distracted. You go, your turn.
Okay, so that's 87 feet. Far one, closer one. I need to check the distance of this. Okay, that range is 30 feet. Sorry, I'm like trying to. If I move, I can just range my regular attack. That's 60. Looks like the best I can do this turn is move in to fire off a lance at the one that's hurt.
Okay.
Fire that off.
Much of the cookware seems already damaged and unable to put up a united defense against this divine lance.
3.
But
Unless it does crit.
it is doubled for a critical strike here. But unfortunately, the animated cookware swarm seems to be completely a construct with no spirit and no soul on them. It seems all created by the Grey Butcher.
Oh dear, I am learning things about my own abilities today.
Spirit damage is not always the best. It's mostly a very good damage type, but in these circumstances it is not. So unfortunately that'll be your turn. The Grey Butcher. Well, I wasn't going to attack him anyway. He has no flesh, no... well, skin to detach. You, however, impertinent one, certainly do. They are going to rush towards you. And as it rushes towards you, it is going to attempt to engulf you, sort of wrapping that apron straight around your head and trying to tie it off with those, well, strings. Basically an engulf action. I need a reflex save, Bowsin.
I may be a little stupid.
You're just barely able to avoid becoming engulfed, as it only rushes up and tries to get sort of wrap around your head, but you duck underneath. They're going to basically just sling out one of those strings and slash it at you, which it will hit with.
I'm gonna shield block.
Okay. Shield block will completely negate any damage. In fact.
Cool, let me get shield out so I can... Shield block. And that breaks it, yeah.
Breaks it out. But still, defended you enough to prevent any damage at all. Come get in here. Tear them apart. The swarm, however, seems quite slow. It can only get to here with 3 actions. That'll be its turn. Leodon, we go back to you.
Hello. I'm going to start with my stratagem.
Okay.
Let's see. I'm keeping that as an attack.
Sure thing.
No, for my recall knowledge. Once again on the apron.
Yep. And a crafting. This time, you are able to realize how this creature came to be. This is an Itan Momen. They are a variant of Tsukumogamis, which basically are creatures that after an object reaches a century old, it can sort of connect with a kami, a spirit essentially. And their personalities differ depending on what the object's experiences were over those 100 years before its sentience. This one being a butcher's apron, one that seems to have had a long lifetime of butchering, seems to continue the craft. What do you want to know about them? One thing.
Give me its lowest save.
Its lowest save is most definitely its will.
Oh. Interesting. In that case... I'm going to do a Bon Mo first.
Okay.
As I watch the apron flutter there, I shout out with a cocky grin. So, why an apron? Couldn't find anything prettier?
This village isn't all that old, you know. And it'll look very pretty wrapped around your skull. Constricting. But they do seem irritated by it.
And my final action is going to be a strike. Ooh,
Well, exactly it.
really?
And as you strike out, slashing against it, it seems to actually hurt it more to slash into, well, what is basically cloth, sort of tearing into it more, tearing it at the seams.
Well, if y'all got any scissors, now would be the best time to use them. And that's my turn.
Shugo, over to you, still being swarmed.
Shugo does not like being within this cloud that's causing him many issues. He's gonna try to break more of that soul worth. Is stronger than them.
Okay,
Okay.
natural one. As they're swarming around you, you can't really get a bite at all.
Well, I guess we're gonna try with a claw. As he swipes at the annoying fork that's probably flying in his face.
That one will hit. And as you swipe into them, even though your spirit damage will do nothing, they've already been half destroyed. You finish them off quite easily.
Okay, and unfortunately, since I only have 15 feet of movement,
You still have some forks, cut into you, sort of between your feet and stuff.
oh, that's very uncomfortable. I'm gonna move 15 feet towards the group, and that's all I can do.
Okay, bows in.
Alrighty. This might. Yeah, it's probably not worth recasting needle darts to change the target. I'm just gonna start with hunting him.
Okay. Setting this out.
Placing
on
the cone so that hits both the swarm and the foe.
Jarring him.
Oh, fun.
It could succeed, but they'll still take the half damage.
Oh, not a bad roll though.
Tombo Lem takes 3, however, the swarm also takes 3.
I was hoping they'd be weak to it because it's area damage.
It is area damage, but they are also reducing it because their hardness value. Their armor, quote unquote, has not been broken. You have not broken enough of them to make it easier to strike the rest down. Still, something.
Alrighty then. For my last action, I'm going to sustain Needle of Vengeance.
Okay. I'm gonna do
That is my
something
turn.
with my mic because I'm still seeing. Am I still buzzing for you guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The fuck is it doing that? Okay, it's this thing here. I guess I'll upgrade the gain even more. But now I'm gonna be too quiet for you guys on Discord, aren't I?
Oh boy, yeah.
That's so irritating. Let me see if I can increase my input volume in Discord, but I already thought I had it at 100%. Yeah, I'm at 100% on input volume. Testing, testing. But if I increase it, of course... What is this fucking thing? Stupid ass. Trying to find, like, the mid-value where it won't... It'll be enough so you guys can hear me, but it also won't buzz. Can you hear me now?
You're the same volume.
Oh, God. Like, I don't know why it's buzzing. I don't know why it's doing that. And I know it's showing up on stream because it's showing it in the thing.
Yeah, I'm hearing the buzz even when you're really quiet now.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
Check your aux cable connection if you're using that.
Yeah. Michaeline game outputs. What? Do I need to change the outputs? What's that?
I think it's something to do with the cable connection if you're using a wired mic.
Yeah, I'm using like. Sorry if there was a buzz. I plugged back in.
Buzzing is gone though.
Is it?
I'm not hearing it.
Huh. Okay. I guess that fixed it.
Oh yeah, I don't hear anything.
Good. All right. Sorry. I guess it wasn't really connected properly. But anyway, so back to things.
Yay.
Bowsin, anything else you do on your turn?
I'm out of actions.
Oh, right. So this one's dead. You got your turn.
Cool. I want to cast a spell.
All right.
All right, so it's a brand new spell that nobody's heard me do yet. I cast Concordant Choir in a 10-foot burst that's kind of like around there to envelop both of the enemies.
Sure.
So
Another
it's a 2-action.
burst of resonance here. Click the 2 action on your end.
My goodness.
There it is. I wasn't scrolled down far enough.
People like to make noise.
Another burst. This time, the swarm does fail. It's not able to get away from it. The Grey Butcher succeeds.
I'll take what I can get.
Yuga and I enjoy screaming, it seems.
6. Oh my god, this is like my strongest attack all game long. No, I'm just kidding.
6, however, is enough to break down many of the swarm so that they can't create like these shields of forks and knives and stuff like that. So it's a lot easier to take care of the rest. Grey Butcher also takes half, which is not good for him. Okay.
And I have 1 action. Not a whole lot to do with 1 action, so shield.
All right. Now, Grey Butcher's turn. I won't stop until you all are butchered. They turn towards the Audon, though, because of how much damage they did. They're going to do a body strike against the Audon. This one, 13, definitely hitting. For a total of 4 damage. They are then going to attempt a grab action against you. Yes, Paizo, and making it so creatures do not have an athletics when they have a grab action. That's wild.
Classic.
Okay, I'm just gonna add +8 to this because that's baseline for its other stuff. The 6 + 8 is 14. Does that beat your fortitude? I don't think so.
No, I have a fortitude of 15 somehow.
Okay. It's gonna go for one more strike with finesse then. This time though, definitely hitting. Thanks to that map though, it's not really gonna do all that much. It's 8 damage to you as well. That'll be its turn. Now, the swarm, however, is going to rush straight into the midst of all of you. I need a reflex save from you 3.
I dislike that.
This is very rude.
Cookware, the knives, the butcher's sort of choppers, all sort of slash and graze against each of you. A death by 1,000 cuts. Baozin and Leodon, you succeed. Though, Yuga, you're getting a lot more cut than the rest of the party. Yuga takes 4, Baozin and Leodon take 2. Flashing, tearing.
Shield block to negate.
Okay. However, I need another reflex save, because they're going to do it again. Slashing, skating, much as they can.
Uh-oh.
Bowser fails. Leodon just barely succeeds. Yuga just barely succeeds. That is the DC, 17. Once more, slashing, slashing, slashing. 2 this time on Baozin, 1 and 1 on Yuga and Leodon. tearing into you guys. Not looking that great for you. Yeah, your turn.
Alrighty. Let's see what my lucky number is for this turn. I'm keeping that as a skill stratagem. I'm also getting myself another recall knowledge for more info.
Okay. Correct. Though you don't really learn anything else.
That is quite annoying.
You can always attack another creature without using the device stratagem roll.
That's true, which is probably what I'm gonna do. Leodon just tries to use his whip to strike at the swarm that's surrounding them.
Should have removed the buff before you do.
Okay.
Remove the buff before you make
Oh.
the attack, so that it doesn't.
I
lose
can
your
just like choose.
Oh, okay,
It's,
okay.
it would. It only works if I have like it actually selected as an attack stratagem.
All right, gotcha. Go to the swarm, striking out. As weak as they are, you become a little bit too overwhelmed by them, focusing on defending yourself instead.
I'm gonna do a map attack.
Okay. Natural one, getting them all out early, I guess.
Oh, that's my turn.
Shugo, over to you.
Alright, well. Can't quite get to the spot I want to get to, so he's gonna come up behind this flying apron, kind of rear up and slash at it with his claws.
Okay.
Really, none of us are going to complain about this.
He kind of just tries to rip the thing in half.
You miss there, though. It's defending itself as hard as it can.
I'm gonna try again.
Raking once more with your claws. Once again, it slings out its strings and deflects your attacks.
What an annoying creature you are. That's my turn. That's all 3 actions.
You won't be butchering me.
Alrighty, my turn.
Yep.
I'm not gonna sustain that vengeance thing. Instead, I am going to cast on myself Nudge Fate to increase my chances of hitting, and I'm going to reduce the apron's AC by 1,
All right.
and then I'm going to cast Needle Darts.
Towards.
Towards the cape.
Okay.
Cape, no. Apron.
The apron, yeah. Sending up the darts, slinging them through the apron. They will be hitting. As they're slicing and
This
tearing
is not
through,
a balanced cantrip.
it's falling apart at the seams. And eventually flutters to the ground, just inanimate. Normal, now tattered, destroyed apron.
And that's my turn.
Okay, Yuga. There's still this swarm of, well, stuff behind you.
All right. Well, I'm going to do what any good gentle, mild-mannered healer would do in this situation, and start flailing my knife at this thing, at this swarm, furiously.
Okay. Pulled iron dagger that you picked up earlier.
I don't imagine it's possible to flank this, is it?
No, at least not.
No.
Yeah, no.
Yuga loses his grip on the knife and it joins the swarm.
I would be so mad.
18 on the dice will actually make it a critical strike for you.
Oh, nerd rage.
As you're flailing out with the dagger. Rasmus' favorite weapon. Roll a crit. You deal 2
2.
damage. It is not enough to destroy the swarm, though. You clatter some of them to the ground, but not enough.
I keep going.
You okay? 19 will not be a crit, but definitely hit. And this time,
4.
you slash and dice and sort of scatter them here and there, and you're just raging at them. You're in the middle of the clouds. Your allies are just watching as you fling forks and knives everywhere into the water, splashing, until eventually it's all gone. You're still flailing around for a moment, even after they're all gone.
Just die already. Die.
Leandro takes a concerned step back. Dude, watch where you're swinging that, okay? Especially when you flail like that.
Me being short, just not worried about it because it goes over my head.
Oh, that was an interesting. I imagine they killed anybody they came across. This was a very good thing to have defeated them.
Yeah, given how aggressive they were towards us. Agreed. Ah,
Do-
that was
do-
a bit spooky though.
Do you wish to have an apron, Bosun?
Not one as filthy as this.
Well, you look down at the apron, and it does have quite a few items stashed away
Oh
in
my
its
goodness.
pockets. There's a
Oh my god.
silk-wrapped leather sheath that is holding a +1 silver dagger. Or rather, more appropriately, a silver knife.
Ah.
Well,
Also,
I'll probably be picking up some of that oil so I can, use that to improve you all at some point. Unless one of you wants to carry on some oil yourselves.
More of these crystal things. Don't mind if I do. I took the crystals, right?
alright. Also, give yourselves 80 experience points for that encounter.
I
Wow.
wonder if it
Well,
used
that's
that.
an XP.
I wonder if it used that dagger for butchering.
I doubt it could hold it very well.
What
I
a
guess it's-
fine knife.
I guess seems kind of poor for butcher work.
Sometimes you need to make sure the cut of meat is dead.
Well, we should not leave this stuff to waste.
Yuga
The apron, maybe.
reaches down and he picks up the dagger.
You can clean it and bless it. Whatever process that is for you.
I do like knives. But not in a violent way or anything. I just appreciate them.
Leandro takes another step back.
You mesmerizing opals. If anyone was deceptive, it might be useful. Otherwise, I always sell them. People like opals.
Moved into the stash for now. If anybody wants it, they can grab it out of there.
The Grey Butcher now dead. The path to the Cerulean Tea House is only maybe 50 feet around one corner here. And the last of the invaders, the last Lieutenant Mo Donchu, supposedly taking residence inside. But for now, we're going to take our 5-minute break here.
Alrighty.
Perfect.
We'll be back in 5, everyone. See you in a bit. Welcome back, everyone. So, we were standing. You had just defeated the Grey Butcher, one of the lieutenants of this invasion. But only one stands, one you know little about, but has been whispered on your ears for quite some time. Modochu. So, tea house is just a ways away. Are there any preparations you make before heading over?
Lyodon, you appear to be gravely wounded.
I agree.
Yeah, I should probably just either patch
Yes.
myself up or I can just
We
take
could duck into a building, perhaps, and do a little bit of patching up there.
I would certainly appreciate it.
That would be good.
Are there any buildings that have been like smashed open nearby that we could duck into?
There's a small pastry shop right here that's been smashed into. All the pastry is stolen, of course.
Oh, I was gonna eat one.
No. So, 10-minute
Give it a
rest
try.
then?
Yeah, you guys resting, healing up.
10
I'll
minutes would
refocus.
definitely get us the out on.
I'll refocus then.
Mm-hmm.
I will also refocus and equip another potency crystal.
Go for it.
All right, Leodon, here we go. That's pretty solid. It's not perfect.
I'll just have another sip in that case, and I should be good to go. I'll use a healing potion.
Hey,
Oh, geez.
perfect.
Oh, that tops me off perfectly.
I took like a hit point, so I'm comfortable enough, I think.
I would like
The rest
anything
of us
to
are-
provide it. I am a squishy little man.
I wouldn't mind having a little bit of work done on me as well, but if time is of the essence, I don't need it.
And how about if I use one of my 3 heals?
I hand Kiba some plaster.
Who?
Frick.
Yuga?
Yuga, I hand Yuga some plaster to patch up. Shugo.
So yeah, that would take another 10 minutes if we wanted to do that. Up to you guys.
It's gotten later in the day, as you've been exploring downtown. But not too late. You have a little bit more time. Not an hour, but less than an hour, you feel like, before night falls again.
Okay, if you guys want that, I'm willing to do it. Sure.
Maybe a good idea.
It worked.
Who was that on? Was it me? Or
No, that was on Bowsen.
Awesome.
Thank you. Oops, I had them both selected, but the spider wasn't damaged, so it's fine.
Yep. Vast majority of situations, the spider won't be damaged, but AoEs can still affect it. So, that being said, most of you are pretty close to full. Shouldn't affect anything too much. Y'all ready to go?
Yep. I'm
Okay.
comfortable with where I am.
So as you guys round a little bit more of these buildings here, passing by boats listing in the canal waters and, well, bodies listing in the canal waters as well, you pass them by towards perhaps the one who has caused most of this destruction, or at least has led it. You arrive at the Cerulean Tea House. You guys are well aware that Cerulean Tea House has been defunct for at least a year or so. The old owner had died, and they had no known close family in town. And, well, it's been sort of in a legal, whatchamacallit? A legal balancing act? What is that word? Illegal, you know what I'm trying to get at. A legal gray area for some time. There we go, we'll call it that. But it seems to be the center of things now. Place you guys down. You'll step in front of it. Get a little bit of a glimpse inside. It's hard to tell without getting too close. The grimy windows seem to have seen better days. There's also a large double door, or sliding door, at the front.
Liadon immediately presses himself against the window.
I'm so sorry, my friend. I wasn't sure how to break the news to you.
As you press
I know you've been busy the past months.
up towards the window here, you, from time to time, come here before it was closed down, and now seeing it like this breaks your heart just a little bit. But that's not the sort of destruction and most of the tables being destroyed, broken glass and plaster and ceramics littering the floor isn't the least of your worries at the moment. The bigger part of your worry is the massive toad that's sort of hobbling its way around the wreckage, licking up any vestiges of a meal it still can.
It's, I'll get over it probably. I'll just have to brew my own tea. Still though, feel like we should talk about the giant toad in the room.
It's certainly not supposed to be there. How to
I
get rid
wonder-
of it then?
I wonder if that is the leader. The one who instigated all of this.
I could
A
believe
toad?
that. It's big enough to eat the smaller ones, so of course they do what it says.
I don't see any reason why a giant toad could not be the mastermind.
Probably
Everything
isn't.
makes sense today.
Bigger brain than that other spirit we fought.
While I'm staring at this toad from outside, can I maybe try to recall knowledge anything about it?
Sure, nature check.
Shugo's also gonna kind of sneak up to the window to look in.
Okay. You're not quite sure about this creature. You've never seen something so large.
Oh,
Right.
this is a mastermind toad. You're right.
Could I get the nature check?
Yeah. Hugo, you recognize this. It's a giant toad. That's what it is. It's a giant toad.
Dear
Wait.
God.
It's a really big toad.
What do you want to know about it?
Oh goodness.
One thing.
I want to know if this is an intelligent creature.
Yes, and that usually comes with asking for around a will save. Will save is its lowest. It's intelligent, but it can't talk. But it's intelligent. It's a
Well, maybe
creature.
this thing
Awesome.
isn't the mastermind, but
Not mindless, I should say. I guess.
yeah, that's the question I was going for.
Still,
Shugo's gonna watch it for a few moments. It looks like it's hungry. It's trying to lick things, eat them.
yeah.
Should we try and just lead it out of there with some food?
It could always come back.
I really don't feel like it really wants to be here.
Does the door look like it's sealed, keeping it in here?
It doesn't. You're not quite sure. It doesn't seem to be trying to get out.
Why don't we just throw open the doors and see if it leaves, like a trapped animal?
Wouldn't
I have some advice for the situation. Try to avoid being eaten by it.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Wouldn't it like immediately try eating us?
Hey Shuko, you should go in front. You're made of stone.
I do not want to be in that thing's mouth.
Well, neither do I.
I agree. It would be very difficult to fight back.
Yes, but I was thinking more maybe we could lure it out in a way with food, but I don't know if we have food. I certainly do not.
I
I
gave
think
up
we
all
should
of our
take care of it
cucumbers.
while it's trapped.
I don't really carry any toad food with us. With me, excuse me.
Shugo's gonna go up and try to open the door like from the side, like you know what I mean.
Yeah. Sort of
Seeing
slide
that
it open.
Liado is gonna try and like hide around the corner.
Okay. For the purpose of it, Loudon, we'll just consider that your initiative roll for stealth. When we get to initiative.
I'm having my familiar climb atop Shugo.
Well, if the frog is going to stay in there, Shugo's gonna go around the corner.
You go around the corner and it's gone.
Oh,
Wait. Was anybody looking through the window? It disappeared.
I
What?
looked away.
I stepped away as soon as we identified it as a giant toad.
how did it?
Shugo's gonna walk around, avoiding the debris, looking for this giant toad that vanished.
Okay. So you guys are looking
This
around
should be
for it.
possible.
Where did it? How did it disappear?
Shugo's gonna look up.
You look up. You don't see anything. But you certainly hear something, and you certainly are very wary something may be striking out at you at any moment. You just didn't realize it was going to be clever enough to hide itself. Roll your initiatives, guys. Seems-
Reloaded. I need to join back in.
Oh, okay. It seems perhaps it noticed you all. Decided to lay an ambush. But we'll wait on Leodon to get back in.
Alrighty. Sorry about that.
No problem. Just go ahead and roll initiative. Let's do this. As you all step in, you're none the wiser, but it seemed to have hid itself right behind the bar. And as it sort of gets up from the bar, it slings out a tongue immediately towards, actually, Baozin,
Oh, come on!
because you are within the 10-foot reach.
Oh, come on!
It will hit
No!
as well with tongue. However, the tongue doesn't do any damage. It does, however,
No.
immediately get you with its tongue. Sort of grabs you
I
automatically.
can never win with these creatures.
It's happening again.
It is then going to hop over the bar here, and as it's still got you grabbed with its tongue, going to swallow.
No!
Why does this keep happening to you?
Why does it keep happening to me specifically?
16 of those,
Why?
total of 25 against your reflex DC of 16. It doesn't critically succeed, luckily enough, but you still take the 1d8 plus 2 bludgeoning damage as it swallows you down into its gullet. Baozin, as quickly as they are grabbed by the tongue, is reeled in to its maw and disappears before he can do anything.
Oh, come
It's like
on!
a setup to a joke. A kobold walks into a bar and just gets swallowed by a giant toad.
Oh my gosh.
That'll be its entire turn, though. So we go to Shugo next. Seeing
Oh
that
my
all
goodness.
happen.
Did we determine if I can flank with the familiar?
You cannot blank with the familiar,
cannot.
I've been told. Yes.
Okay. Would anybody want to flank this thing with Shugo?
Yeah, I can once my
Oh.
turn comes around.
I'm going to delay my turn.
Okay. Liaodon, Then we go to yours.
Alrighty. Let me position myself right over here. A funny reach weapon, and I'm going to, devise a stratagem.
All right.
Something
Well.
good. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm taking that as an attack stratagem, believe it or not.
Okay.
And I'm still going to recall knowledge.
Busy horking down Baozin, you have the perfect opportunity to
okay.
lash into it. And, well, okay, you also learned 2 new things about it. What do you want to know? If you don't know what to ask, I can just give you the most pertinent information.
Sure, yeah, I'm not sure.
So, first, you are going to call out to Shugo specifically on this one. You might be wary of biting it. Or clawing it, really.
Oh.
Because it's got poisonous warts sort of bulbing on its exterior. And beyond that, I'll tell you the specifics of the poison itself.
Oh.
May stupefy and eventually confuse those who, ingest it in some way. Just as, licking an Amazonian frog would do.
Because I crit, everyone gets a +1 to attack rolls.
Alright, everyone
nice.
add that effect to yourselves. That's, I think, how it works.
Probably. Seems like... Yeah, seems like you apply to yourself. I'm going to then do my final action to attack.
Sure thing. Perfect opportunity. Finally, something lines up. You strike out. Obviously critting and maximizing your damage for a total of 20. Slamming into its side with the whip, cracking through many of those bulbous sort of spores and busting its lip wide open.
Shoo, get out of here. You don't belong here. And that's his turn.
Okay.
I've made a mistake playing a caster. I should have known my curse would persist.
Shugo, it is you. Actually, hold on. Leodon definitely meets the rupture value. Baozin is sliced out from it.
Oh, right. Other people could do that. I thought I was still trying.
Oh,
Oh,
thank goodness.
it smells terrible.
You still maintain the slowed 1 for your turn, but otherwise you are freed from it.
I squirm. I struggle. Ergo, I am.
I'm gonna move to flank with Bozin and promptly ignore everything that Jan just said to not do. And Shugo's gonna take a big chomp out of this thing.
Okay. Pushing around the side. Going for a bite.
Is a potency +1, is that circumstance or item bonus?
It's an item bonus.
One second, I'm sorry.
What's going on?
The potency crystal isn't calculating. Oh my goodness.
Well, it doesn't matter that it didn't, unfortunately. Not able to strike in.
I'm going to try to bite it again.
Okay. Able to sort of whap you with its back. First time around, second time around, you're thrown back even further. And
This creature's confounding me.
I think that'll be you.
It's a toad.
Yeah.
Now,
Big frog.
before we get to Yuga's turn, something else drops down from the ceiling. right behind Shugo. This rocky scorpion of some kind just flams behind you, seemingly taking the opportunity as well to bite into some prey. It is its turn. As it drops behind you, it's going to make a pincer strike. Though I will consider the action to fall down or jump down as part of its actions. However, it does critically strike into you with its pincers, slamming into your back with them, dealing 12 damage, crunching through your stony exterior, meaning flesh underneath. It will then use its final action to attempt a grab. A 19 on the dice. It snaps straight into your back and so your noodle body, and even restrains your arms alongside it. You're restrained. Somebody or something happens to free you. That'll be its turn. Yuga, over to you.
Oh boy. Well, I'm terrible at freeing people, but what I can do is put a guidance on them.
I have guidance immunity currently.
You shouldn't, because it's been more than 10 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been in character. It's been quite a while since I casted that. All right, so second action, instead of moving, I'm going to fire off a shot at the frog.
Okay.
See if we get lucky.
Well,
Okay.
another
That's definitely
natural
lucky.
20 divine lance. Pointing out one of your daggers and shooting it from its blade. Let's see the damage. 2 and 3, total of 10 for the doubled. A nasty attack upon it, though it's still surviving.
How dare you try to eat my friend? Die! That's a full turn.
Bazin, 2 actions on your turn.
I will make you feel pain, unlike any you've known. I'm gonna cast Phantom Pain on the toad.
Okay. It's going to do its will save.
Oh, come on.
It does succeed.
Takes the
Still,
full initial damage, though.
Takes
3.
the full initial damage of 3. It's barely alive as it's sort of racked with
I can't
extra
believe
pain.
this. I can't.
And unfortunately, that'll be your turn. To get back to its turn, it's still going to focus its attempts on you all, though it's going to get a little bit around here. First, biting towards, well, Yuga.
Do I lose the slope condition?
Yeah, now it's gone. A natural 20 when
I
attacking Yuga.
disapprove.
It rushes around your side, slams into you, Yuga, for 16 points of damage.
It's just a flesh wound.
And then it's going to attempt to grab. It's part of its grapple. This will be a success. You're not restrained, though, luckily enough. It's just holding you enough with its forceful maw here. Keep you in place. That'll be its turn. Loud on. You see your allies taking a beating. What do you do?
You seem to be a bit in a bind there, Yuga.
Kill it! Kill it! Kill it!
Alrighty. The Yadon cautiously approaches and strategizes is on the way.
Mm-hmm. On the dice. You don't see an opening here.
In lieu of actually attacking the creature, I will feed Zuber a potion. Picking it out and feeding it to him.
Okay. A quick potion to Yuga maybe will help. It doesn't feel all that helpful, Yuga, at this point.
What? What? Oh!
Yeah, ignore the... Well, yeah, ignore the 5. Potions are the only item in the game where if you actually press the use button, they do something. Otherwise, yeah, other items don't.
Oh,
do
okay.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it deletes it from existence.
Yes. Now, Shugo, you're caught in the pincers of another rocky creature.
Shugo's gonna do his best flopping and attempt to dislodge this thing from his back.
All right.
See attempts to escape.
As you try and wiggle in its grasp, you don't critically fail, so you can try again. But it's got a real good hold at your back.
Well, I can't do very much more at the moment, so maybe we can crit.
Trying
No.
again. No.
fail.
And this is a crit fail, so you can't try again to escape.
Okay, I'm gonna do a recall knowledge on this guy then.
Okay. Yes, that'll be in nature. You do understand that this is a cave scorpion. While they normally prefer underground lairs, something must have brought them here. Like those many other sort of intelligent, sapient centipedes and such. Though, surprisingly, this and the toad don't seem sapient anymore. Might have had something to do with the Eternal Lantern being lit. Either way, what is one thing you want to know about the creature?
Give me its lowest.
Lowest save is its will.
Okay, that's all my actions.
Alright. Now on to the cave scorpion. As it has you firmly grabbed, it's going to first sling out its stinger, which will also critically strike you. For a total of 18 points of damage. As it slaps deeply into your flesh here, straight through your stony exterior. I need a fortitude save for the venom. 19 on the dice will definitely succeed. It will then go for an agile pincer strike. Second action.
Of course.
19 will hit. And Shugo, I believe you go down in its claws. It is going to use its third action to continue the grab on you. It doesn't need to do anything. It doesn't need to make a roll. However, it's grabbing and restraining. Automatically extend that restraint. Shugo falters in the grasp of this creature. Yuga, it is your turn.
Cool. I am kind of somewhat grabbed, which makes casting cantrips a little bit challenging. That's a dilemma.
Well, you do have 3 actions.
I sure do.
Are you gonna shank it?
I'm gonna shank it.
Okay.
For Hasma, bless this blade and take this beast into your sweet embrace.
I got a +1 knife. It could be enough. Especially rolling like that. That'll be a successful hit. You should take off your known weakness at this point. 2 damage. Well, I have to tell you, it has 3 HP. It's down to 1.
I got it. If you can't hit it, he'll Shugo if you can.
Did you just...
Just what?
I could very easily just lose my spell. God, I hate that.
DC 5
Oh,
back
'cause
check.
you're being grappled.
Cast a spell while grappled, yes.
If I cast it while grappled and I fail the DC, is the spell fizzled? Is it gone?
Yes.
Ah!
You do have a hero point. And in fact, I'm going to give everyone an extra hero point at this point for your narrative stuff.
In that case, I know what I must do. Shugo, your time has come to rise and save us all.
Big heal. Postponing Shugo's arrival at the boneyard for just a
Maximum
little bit.
healing.
16 healing definitely might help.
Turn
But
it.
he's still grabbed and on the floor. He's gonna need some help otherwise. That'll be you. Now, How's it?
Alrighty. First thing I'm gonna do is cast Daze on this toad.
Okay.
Will that kill it?
Likely.
It is a non-lethal spell.
What? Oh, it's
Kill
okay.
it!
Never mind.
Kill it!
It'll still put it to 0, so it'll still, yeah.
Kill it!
Okay, yeah.
I cry
It
now.
does fail its will save as well, so it'll take full damage. And you
We'll
can't
make you
not
suffer later.
send it down. It is dazed and sent unconscious.
Then with my last action, I'm gonna cast Needle of Vengeance on that scorpion.
Okay. It's gonna roll its will save. Of course, also its weakest, though it does succeed, unfortunately.
Serious man. Well, that's my turn. I tried.
Hold on. Long whenever. Name yourself or one of your allies. The target takes 2 mental damage anytime it uses a hostile action against the named creature with a basic will save. So it's already on it. So we don't.
I misinterpreted that. That's a lot different. Okay, so
Yes.
it's cursed. It has to make a will save every time it makes an action. Okay.
Yes.
And familiar balanced luck, I'm gonna increase Shugo's AC.
All right. I'll just send it on to shoot. Oh no, you got it. Good. Just what else? So, Toad dead. Leodon, your turn.
Well, time to approach and see what the dice hold for me this time.
Mm-hmm. I don't
Nothing
hold
much.
much. It's not a good opportunity here.
I'm recall knowledging though.
Mm-hmm. Well, natural 20 on
Okay.
recall knowledge, which helps your allies.
Let me put the effect again.
What 2 things do you want to
Um,
know?
Give me it's. I keep forgetting what I can even ask for.
High-low saves, weakness, resistance, immunities, special abilities, or you can just leave it to me to tell you the most pertinent information.
Give me any weaknesses and special abilities.
It is not weak to anything. However, it does. I'll give you the specifics of its venom here, which I think I already put in chat, so it'll give you 10% as well. It can sense that creatures are around it within 30 feet, just innately like that. But it's imprecise, so they can't. They'll still be blinded essentially if they try to hit them.
Gotcha.
Doesn't really affect
Oh,
you guys, but it's there.
still though, that's 2 actions, and I can't attack it this turn, so I'm going to bun mow it.
Okay.
Well, someone is looking a bit crabby, aren't they? That's, yeah, that was about as well as I thought it would
Yeah,
be.
you deserve that.
Doesn't seem to care. Hugo, you are still restrained and prone.
Yeah, so I'm gonna try to escape somewhere.
Mm-hmm. 14 will succeed, so you're freed from its restraint.
I'll make it up.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna step away.
Okay. Getting some distance. Onto it. With that needle floating above it, it's going to still go for Shugo.
If it takes any hostile action, only you make that will save.
Mm-hmm. It'll make it. The needle will strike in, I believe.
Yep. It will take 2 mental damage.
Okay. As it takes that, it'll understand what's going on, and instead sling its stinger towards Leodon as its final action. 18 on the dice will make it a hit.
Ow.
This thing is a menace.
Stinger lashes into Leodon for 9 damage there. I need a fortitude save as well. Natural 1.
Wow.
Your rolls
I
are...
have
did get a hero
points.
point.
Yeah, you do have one. Luckily, so 15 makes it not a critical failure. Take 1d4 plus 2 poison damage, total of 4 this turn. It'll continue on you. I can actually, I think, add it to you if I put it specifically at the chat, and that'll help us remember. Yes, stage 1. Okay. That'll be its turn. You go.
Okay, I'm
Yeah,
in a decent enough
shit.
position to just fire off a shot. Point
Ignore
my
this,
knife and
I-
fire off a beam of spiritual energy.
Sure thing. You will be at +1, or they will be at +1 because you're shooting through allies, but still hits. Is a lesser cover.
Yep.
Pretty good roll. 7 damage to it. Injures it a little bit more. Anything else?
I'm so reluctant to battle medicine with how close we are to the end of the fight. I'm gonna put up my shield.
All right. Bows
No,
in.
I'm going to.
Hmm?
I'm going to guidance. Leodon.
All right. A little bit of guidance to load on. Bows in.
Alrighty. I am going to cast Daze on that scorpion in the hopes that it crit fails.
Okay. Will is its weakest. Was an 11. Exactly. Gets a success.
Alrighty. Then I'm gonna sustain Needle of Vengeance.
Hold on. Roll your damage for the days. Still takes
Oh,
half.
right. Oh, nice.
3 damage.
So I
Still
get
3
something
damage.
out of it.
It's sustaining the needle. Okay. Lay out on.
That word's gonna get tired.
Alrighty. Let's first start with my funny number.
17's a pretty funny number. And you can
Yeah,
always
it's a pretty
change your
good funny
circumstances too.
A second. I'm going to strike.
Okay.
Probably no reason to make try and trip it at this point.
Now you can flank as well.
Oh, that's a good point. Yep.
Helpful to Hugo. In fact, because you flanked as a crit, wasn't going to let that just slip by. Especially having a devised stratagem, you should realize these things.
And the guidance.
And the guidance as well, actually, adding on top of that, made for a perfect crit there.
At my. Oh wait, that was all 3 actions.
Mm-hmm. Lashing into its back, giving Shugo an opportunity as it turns on its tail.
Shugo is definitely going to take that opportunity and lash out with his jaws.
Okay. That will miss, unfortunately.
So sad. Normal weakness only lasts for 1 attack, correct?
Yes. Well, it only lasts until the end of Leodon's turn.
Gotcha. I'm gonna try to bite again.
Alright. Another bite. Another miss. You can't get through that rocky carapace. You don't know where to bite.
You would think that Shugo would know, but he doesn't. Oh.
just think about where you would bite yourself.
Yes, that's the issue. I'm trying that.
Okay, then do the opposite of that. Maybe that'll work.
You know what? Let's just go for the map 10 claw.
Mm-hmm. Map 8 isn't so bad, but still,
Yeah.
would have had to do something a little bit different there. Just wasn't working out.
That's it. So I'll protect the other people.
It's still going to attack Shugo here with its pincer. 16 will be a hit. But of course, does take the will save for the needle. Deals 7 damage to Shugo. Will save of 20. Prevents, does it prevent all the damage or is it basic? Let me see. Charges basic will save. So it will take 1 mental damage still. Even on a success.
Oh, cool. Oh, cool. So it's always a win.
Pretty much.
Oh, that's devious. This
Goes
is
for a stinger
devious.
attack. Misses, but it's still in hostile action. 19. This, does that critically succeed? No. So they take 1. They're getting tired of it, so they're going to move towards Leodon, and then the turn there. You got your turn.
Okay. I have the action to spare, so I will reposition this time.
Mm-hmm.
For that lack of a penalty. Point my knife, prey, fire beam.
Alright. One more divine lance. Straight for the carapace of this creature. Lashing out at its spiritual form, though failing to do much damage to it.
I'm extremely reluctant to hero point
You don't really
a
need
weak
to. You
attack
have
when
your...
there's 3 allies in line. So next.
Bows in.
Alrighty, I'm gonna sustain that spell, then I'm gonna use Needle Darts. Should I
Alright.
have this known weakness?
No, you shouldn't.
Okay. It's near death, though. I'm just gonna go with Daze again.
Okay. Basic
All
will.
reliable.
Was 19. Will succeed.
Only a success.
You guys
Takes
have it
3
at
more
1
damage.
health at this point.
If only it failed. Well, sustaining Needle. Needle of Vengeance. And that's my turn.
Leodon, if you have an opportunity to kill it.
So glad I
Oh.
picked up that spell.
But to see if I get this opportunity.
Seems likely.
Seems like I'm getting one. Oh yeah, shouldn't I have rolls for the poison at some point?
Oh yes, you would have had it just before here. So yeah, roll your fortitude save. You do go to the next stage. It's a pretty nasty poison. It surprisingly only deals 1 damage here. It does enfeeble you, nevertheless.
Well, so much for that. I'm still gonna pray that my strategy isn't enough at this point. I'm just gonna attack.
Alright.
It is. Oh, I can't do basic math, hooray.
Yeah. And as you lash into it one more time, finding a chink in its carapace, be able to slice towards it and tear into it internally. It's finally dead. So, give yourselves 80 experience points for that. The combat ends.
That was
Ah,
quite painful.
I agree.
And it will say your poison goes away. Yes, I don't like keeping track of it outside combat.
Right, I just realized something that's going on here.
Hmm?
Isn't there some fable about a scorpion and a toad?
Maybe.
Is there?
Can I make a lore check to see if I know such a tale? I have art lore.
Sure.
Poetry's an art.
Yes. Though we can expand that to say anything's an art. The art of combat. For example.
Well, it's easier to say poetry's art.
Yes, yeah. Well, Leon, if you want to explain it, I don't know what you're referring to.
I know exactly what he's referring to.
There's a fable about a. I don't remember how exactly it goes, but basically a Scorpion asks a toad to like be carried across water
Oh,
and
yes, I
ends up
remember
stinging
this.
the toad.
Yeah.
But you'll kill us both, said the frog. Lol, said the scorpion. Lamau.
Wow.
Even.
Speaking of frog, looking at this frog, does it appear to still be alive?
Yes, because it was down by a day's non-lethal
I take
spell.
out my sickle and I start stabbing it.
Yuga's holding his knife, but then he just kind of like looks over at you and just sort of.
Well, you
No,
finished the job.
Sorry. Little
No,
bit.
that's good. That's good. I didn't want to do it anyway.
One more, just make sure.
I mean, the Scorpion is still there. My whip is non-lethal as well.
Oh my goodness.
You all
Be-
hear
be
a
my guest.
voice from the other side of these papered doors up here. Seems you found another meal for yourself, Warty. Enjoy it.
Plunge the knife into the scorpion.
So whoever's on the other side doesn't really realize what's going on.
We should take that opportunity to back out and heal.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna drink a health potion.
Okay. You have a lot of them.
I'll do the same.
Glad I'm saved myself two
You know
of
what?
my vials.
I have 2.
And as you guys look around, well, the place is
Yeah,
trashed, but at least the bar seems not as trashed as the rest.
Well, I could be stocking up for myself on a little bit of something to drink. I hope y'all don't mind. He's gonna peruse the bar for anything that might be useful.
Alright. There's a few old dried herbal tea packets and such, but it doesn't really catch your interest. What does is a piece of paper that seems to have been left behind.
There's a bunch of tea and paper. Someone's paperwork?
If you look over it, roll me either a legal lore, of course, or tea lore.
Oh, well, would you look at that?
Oh.
Okay. I'm very enthusiastic about tea.
Well, you'd also, this is more also you keeping track of what was going on, the rumors, the mystery behind Mai Lai, the last proprietor of the Cerulean Tea House before her demise, her, normal demise, natural death, nearly a year ago. And you realize that this is the last will and testament of Qing Mai Lai. It explains how if she has no family to inherit the tea house, she would instead have one or a couple who can, well, let's see. With no descendants surviving, ownership of the tea house would legally transfer to the first person or group that fulfills the requirement of the last holder, which is to recover the 2 pearls they've thrown into Fumiyoshi's eyes.
We have one such pearl, I believe.
Yoshi's eyes.
Well, we have a pearl. We don't really
pearl.
know where it
Yeah,
came
we
from.
don't. It might be.
Yuga, roll me a religion check.
Okay.
Still, though, I would really enjoy getting this place up and running again. Even if I have to be the one.
Yuga, using all these natural 20s on lore checks. You are very well knowledgeable that Fumiyoshi is the Lord of Envy. And to most, the history of Fumiyoshi is nothing more than a tale of warning that parents tell their children to teach them that envy and vengeance will only be met with righteous retribution. He used to be the god of night, with dominion as deep and vast as the sky. But, well, one thing turned to the next, as things do. He was jealous of Shizuru's sunlight and lordship over half the day. And one thing leads to the next, and he becomes the Lord of Envy instead. But because you rolled a natural 20, you also realize that there is no way you're going to go and get pearls out of a god's eye, or this lady threw pearls into a god's eyes. But you know, there's two ponds actually, that are called the left and right eyes of Fumiyoshi, in the outskirts of Willowshore. Or in the hinterlands, more like.
So we do have one of the pearls already, probably.
You've never been to one of those ponds.
But one of those spirits may have. That might be where they got the pearl. They wouldn't remember.
Mayhaps as well. But perhaps something to deal with once this is all said and done.
Well, at the very least, we should hold on to these pearls, and I'll hold on to this paperwork if everyone is okay with that.
I won't complain.
For some reason, something about that just makes sense to me.
I'm sure once this is all done, I can invite you all to a nice round of tea.
That's a really good idea.
Probably the least we can do.
As for now, that voice behind the paper.
Well, this definitely something we should probably investigate.
We need to take care of this now before they catch on. If they haven't already. Shuko burst through the door.
I'm gonna give Boston a look like, are you sure you want that?
It's paper.
Be sure to shout, "Oh yeah," as you do so.
For safety's sake, I'm gonna drink my last healing potion.
Okay.
Sippy.
Alright.
I think, honestly, I'm really tempted to put out a group heal.
I think we would benefit from it completely.
Don't mind me, I'm just totally fine.
Yeah.
Please don't roll a 1.
Don't
Come on,
say
eight.
it.
Come on, eight. Big money, big money, big money.
It's the risk you take.
8.
Big money.
There we go.
Pharasma smiles on us all.
A wave
wasted
of
both of
channeled
those potions.
divine energy wafts out to all your allies, healing nearly everyone to full. Now,
Pharasma's helping to guide us toward our natural deaths. I'm so happy.
So, Sugar looks like he's about to go charging through that paper screen.
But Leodot isn't stopping him.
Okay.
rush
Let's
on
kill
through.
him.
Sugar's gonna jump through the wall.
As you jump through, give me 1 second. There's something I need. Which isn't here for some reason. Let me go here. Music. I think maybe this one. Mystery. Is this the right one? Thinking of? Yes. You slam through the paper, entering the room. And your allies can sort of move up behind you a little bit so you have a view of the room.
Oh yeah.
Here, I'm gonna move you there too.
Oh, goodness.
Goodness.
As you enter a once elaborate banquet hall, you now find it has become a den of filth, littered with unwashed dishes, food stains, and what looks to be the aftermath of many grisly slaughters. Bodies flayed or partially digested to the point of being unrecognizable lie heaped in corners or sway from ropes tied to wooden beams above. A pile of filthy, soiled cushions and blankets lie in a nest-like heap in the middle of the room, and sitting atop it, crisscrossed, is a strange, pot-bellied man. The head that seems far further from their body than it should be. A twisting, grotesque neck, like a snake's, wafts to and fro after it drinks from a bowl in their hand, and they sort of toss it to the side. They look over to you with a bit of curiosity, but a bit of arrogance as well. Oh, well, I didn't call for performers, but you'll have to do. Sort of picks up a jug, wafts a hand towards you. Well, what are you waiting for? Start your performance, whatever it's going to be. I've been so very bold with all the rest of them, as he points towards those swinging from the rafters.
Liaudon immediately goes to ready his whip. Oh, I'll be sure to give you a performance. Let's have a dance together, shall we?
Well, dancing, singing, fighting, whatever it is, it's entertaining. It's what living is all about, so just live. Otherwise, you'll make yourself useful and go feed Walty. Sort of leans his head out there. Oh, well,
That, Morty?
suppose that's not happening. Most people are better off as toad food anyway. Sort of shrugs his shoulders.
Is that what you've been doing, feeding the townsfolk to the toad? Well, besides this.
Well, yes, I did lead this invasion. And do you want to know why? Why I ever did
course.
all of this?
Yes.
Naturally.
What did you do with the governor's mansion as well?
The governor's mansion was gone by the time I arrived. I just entered alongside the mists as they descended upon this town. I had nothing to do with it. Trust me, making the governor disappear would be the most boring thing imaginable. And I wouldn't want to make this place more boring than it already is. It's the most boring place ever. Everyone's working day in, day out just to make ends meet every single year, doing the same thing over and over again. All that work just to survive. Wouldn't you want to liven this up too if you see everyone forever mired in the same dreadful routine?
The nuance of life is lost on you.
We take comfort in our traditions and our routines. We take joy in living our day-to-day lives. And you think you can take that from us? You think we want that?
Seems then you'll never break free from your prison. Tradition. Routine. It's all a lie to keep you docile anyway.
So
It's a shame we killed the toad, because we could have fed you to it.
Well, wouldn't that be a change? But it was a change, all this, wasn't it? I did break you from your routine, and whatever happened to your governor, and whatever happened to bring that mist here, I broke it all apart. Nothing changes you more than being thrown into the middle of a horror story. People love these terrifying tales, you know, so why not live through one? Admit it. Admit it. But you've been having fun. Hasn't this broken up your lives a little bit?
There was nothing wrong with how these people were living their lives. You came and killed them, destroyed everything.
Yuga kind of goes silent and wide-eyed as the monster like addresses them with that question.
This has been the biggest rush you've ever had in your lives. I can see it in your eyes. The wild look you have, the energy you bring to this. You love to feel like heroes, even if it means watching your village compatriots swing from the rafters.
Shut up! You know nothing about us.
No, I know everything. At least about what it's like to live in a place like this. But anyway, how about you continue to go along with the story? Act the heroes, strike me down if you can. If it feels any better.
It is what you deserve at this point.
Well then, you'll have to contend with me and Whiskers, as a fluffy weasel snakes out of his sleeve.
Oh no, I don't want to kill that.
Oh no, is he a witch?
Oh no.
Nope. Did the encounter actually happen? Yes, but it didn't show up top, so let me reset that quick. There we go. Encounter, yes, there we go.
It's gonna
He's
be
gonna
hard
roll.
to fight the cutest predator in the world.
He's gonna roll Society for initiative, because he was philosophizing the whole time.
Oh shoot, that would be a good idea. Oh well.
And Fluffy Whiskers rolls their initiative as well.
Just once, I would like to have a good initiative.
And so, the battle begins. Moldachu. The first thing they do, you see their neck. It's already really long, but it seems to snap and contort from the inside to lengthen itself even further. You know, it's still some life, some sort of life to all these friends of yours. As he looks up, a few of the bodies in the rafters seem to be twitching. Why don't we let them join in on the fun, too? He goes and snaps his jaws at one of the ropes that holds up one of the, well, dead in the rafters, and falling from the rafters is certainly a non-well-to-do corpse that starts to get up and enters the initiative. But it'll be prone. It doesn't look very fast itself. It is also then, while its neck is elongated, going to lash out towards Leodon. And you look quite weak. Easy pickings. As his face gets right up in yours and snaps at your neck. His sort of fangs seem to reveal themselves and bleed you. That'll be his turn. Leodon, it's yours.
Alrighty. That was a very unpleasant start to this fight. Let me write a stratagem. I'm keeping that as an attack.
Whole time.
Obviously.
The talk was happening, you were scanning around the room looking for opportunities, and you find one.
Now for recall knowledge.
On Moldochu, Society. Man, you've been doing really good with those. So that'll get a known weakness on him. Modochiu is a Rokuro Kobe. I'm gonna butcher some of these. A Rokuro Kubi, I think. They come into being when mortals are cursed for some misdeed. Though often the one who bears the curse is not the one who committed the offense, but instead their child or spouse. It transforms them into a Rokuro Kubi as they sleep. And, well, they become incredibly, well, as you can see all around, incredibly decadent creatures. Only wishing to be violent and, of course, decadent, drinking, eating, doing anything. So, what do you want to know 2 things about them?
Give me their special abilities and their low save.
You realize that they do, first... Well, actually, I'll give you the most pertinent to you guys of their special abilities. They have an attack of opportunity within the reach of their jaws. And their lowest save is, surprisingly, their fortitude. Their body is weakened by all the decadence.
Interesting.
Very good to know.
In that case, oh yeah, given that he's like the cause of all of this, was I able to get my thing for free?
Yes.
Thank you.
I was surprised that you probably would have changed off of the Eternal Lantern onto Mojochu because you've been hearing about him and tracking him down this whole time. So.
Yeah. I'm going to step a little closer. And because I really don't want to get too close and I still want to help Shugo, I'm going to use Athletic Strategist to try and trip him.
Okay. Sending the lashing whip out towards him. As he had just gotten onto his feet, sort of sumo style, he is quickly tripped to the ground with a 19, I believe.
Indeed.
Not a critical, luckily for him, but even if he did land hard, he'd be landing on pillars, so it'd not really damage him too much. But he still is ending up on the ground for his whole round here.
And my next action, or rather my final action, is going to be a Bon Mot.
Okay.
Because may as well. You know, perhaps all of that slimness from your neck should be going more to your body.
My body is the fruits of my labors. Do not insult it.
Labor.
But he is Bon Mod.
And that's my turn.
Now, Shugo. I need you to take the bleed, Leota.
The wrong result.
Recovering from that.
Nice. Alright. Knowing this guy has reactive strike, Shugo's still gonna move up.
Okay. He is going to snap his head up from the ground, so he'll have a lesser time of doing it, or a worse time doing it. He will hit.
At least it wasn't a crit.
As he lashes his jaws into you, he breaks through your stony hide and into the flesh underneath, ripping at it.
Shugo's going to move around him.
Okay. For the other side.
And to begin with, I am going to grapple him.
Alright, trying to keep him on the ground here. 3 on the dice.
I'm
Will
using
not
hero
succeed. Okay. Going for another attempt here. 13 against their fortitude save will succeed. They are grappled.
And as he's kind of pinning him to the ground where he is, he's gonna try to take a big bite out of them.
Yeah, okay.
We'll make use of that bonus from.
That will actually hit because of the off guard and known weakness.
Give me 1 second because I keep forgetting barbarian things before I roll damage.
Oh, yes. Don't want to forget.
Max
17.
damage.
Whoa.
Maximize damage, lashing your jaws down into them, tearing into their flesh. Ugh. I sort of gasp out.
Shugo kind of shakes him where he is on the ground. I will send you back to where you came from, but he says that with like a muffled voice as he's biting him.
Mm-hmm. Alright. Now, over to the zombie. You do take 5 persistent bleed damage though, Shugo. Zombie gets up from the floor as it fell, and is going to get into the fray here, stumble towards the door where it smells the most fresh. It's going to stay right there. That's all it can do. Yuga, your turn.
Okay, that's a really inconvenient positioning. Huh. Yeah, Okay, heck it. We're putting up bless.
Okay. Blessings of Pharasma against such a terrible foe who desecrates corpses so readily comes to you.
And I guess move into threaten / flank
Okay.
for the time being.
And Bowsen, your turn.
Alrighty. I'm gonna use 2 actions to cast a spell on the whatever you called it. I want to say its name.
Modochu.
Modochu. Yep. I'm gonna cast Enfeeble.
Alright. As it's fallen to the ground, the only thing that can get it back up is your strength. If you can remove that for a little bit,
Oh,
maybe it'll help.
come on.
He does succeed, however, he's still enfeebled 1 per round.
Yeah. Alrighty. Then I'm just gonna cast Shield.
Alright, shield goes up. Now, on to Fluffy Whisker's turn. Hey, you get this dragon off of me! It sort of like freaks out and rushes towards Shugo and lunges up at him. Going for the neck. Will fail. It goes for another strike. Fails. Goes for another. Fails. Completely. As it's just raking at you. It's not really getting through or doing anything much to you, Shugo.
Stop that. Get away.
Ugh.
Shoot.
I can still fight from here. As his head whips around on the floor, it suddenly elongates straight towards Leodon and gets right into his face unexpectedly. It's going to demoralize Leodon. Which will be
Stop that.
not a critical, but you're still going to be frightened 1. And then it makes a jaw strike. 18 on the dice will be a crit because they frightened you, even though they are prone.
Owie.
His head lashes out towards you. You only take 6 damage, but it definitely enhances that bleed that you were having before. He is then going to lash up towards Shugo with his claws, finding that trying to escape the grapple is probably less effective, but he can't really do much there. Leodon, you have a nasty bleed coming from your neck now.
Well. I have my priorities, and the priority is number.
A natural
Oh, okay.
20 on the device's stratagem.
I'm keeping that as an attack, unsurprisingly.
You know you can do something at least before you bleed out. You know you have a few seconds.
Well, I do have a solution as for that as well. I'm going to use a quick tincture to get myself an elixir of life,
Okay.
which I immediately down.
Really downing that. Five healing. Certainly will help, actually. It could save you.
Keep you up long enough for me to do something.
Let's see.
Man, I really wanted to move into that square. I'm so mad.
And final action is going to be a strike.
Alright. The natural 20. You see their neck spiraling away from you, but as they're trying to pull it back, you sort of twist the whip straight around it and start to garrote them with it. But it's not enough. They still pull away from your grasp. There's nasty lashes along their neck at this point, but they're still surviving.
Well, and that's my turn.
Shugo, yours. That on, you take 6 bleed.
Didn't go down. Nice. I think, anyways.
Not yet. So, Shugo, what's the plan?
Shugo's just gonna keep holding his jaws, and he's just gonna keep biting this guy.
Okay. Well,
Oh my gosh.
it'll be a miss. There's sort of wriggling in your grasp, sort of getting away from you. You're pulling at some of the cloak or the robe that they have on. You're not actually biting into them. It's hard.
So
Fighting
to
for their
maintain the
life.
grapple, I have to do another roll for it, correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay. You know what? I'm just gonna try to take this guy down.
Okay.
And make a attack.
Decent chance here. 19 will definitely do it. Enough force behind this. Claw straight towards their neck, at the base of it, and you tear through. They're decapitated, the spindly neck sort of wriggling there like a snake for a moment, their eyes in shock before it stops. The body falls as well, and Moto Chu is dead. And for the purpose of it, the zombie animated by their sheer, well, evil, just falls over.
What about
Oh!
Darn, I was gonna use my turn to throw needle darts at the weasel.
The needle, or the weasel. Roll a nature check real quick. Anybody.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
That's a noodle.
I'm gonna hero point that.
Okay.
Anybody you said?
Ah!
Oh,
The weasel is freaked out at this point.
Does my untrained do anything? No.
Clearly,
No.
the only right thing to do in this situation is to put it out of its emotional misery.
It shrieks
we'll
and
just-
rushes through
we'll
a
just
paper
standing
door
here, like, patting our knees, trying to get it to come to us.
and runs
Come
away.
here, you're just gonna snap your neck.
Fluffy Whiskers disappears into the night.
Well, let's hope it wasn't evil and it doesn't try to get revenge on us.
Yadon seems just about ready to sit on the floor before remembering the state of the room and deciding against it.
Wrong!
Disgusting
Let me
demon.
undo what I just did.
Did you just try to kill him with your heal?
I did attempt to kill him with my heal, yes.
I'm not undead
But it turned out
yet.
he wasn't undead.
Shugo, you notice a Moto
Thank
Shu,
you.
a pair of keys.
He had some sort of keys on him. I wonder if there's something else. I'm gonna look around for anything that's like locked in this room.
Yeah, roll a perception check.
So, the name Moduq doesn't mean anything to us.
Little Chew is who this guy was.
Well, yes, I mean, like, is there basically a villager who we know by that name, or is he like an outsider, basically?
You never knew anyone who was named Little Chew. This creature must have come from somewhere else.
Gotcha.
Wonder where these keys go. I picked them
Shugo,
up.
you don't find any locks or anything. You do find a item that seems to have been unscathed. A drinking flask of some sort. Flask of Fellowship.
Whoa.
Sounds like a Yuga item to me.
Whoa. I'm intrigued.
Basically, as long as you're reasonably able in the situation to share a drink with somebody, you get a bonus to your diplomacy checks. And of course, it's limitless drinks.
Yummy. There were stairs in the other room, were there not? Maybe there's something up there that these keys go to. Oh, this is going to be a lot of work to clean up.
This will be a lot of work to clean up. My goodness.
Need to have proper burials for everybody.
Proper burials for everybody.
Yes.
Well, proper ceremonies for everybody.
Proper burials for everybody.
Their faces shouldn't be shown like this.
Oh, gods.
Let's step out of this room for now.
There's so many dead people.
I'm gonna be having trouble forgetting about what I've seen today. At this point, I just want to drown myself in a bottle, all things considered.
You wouldn't fit. Oh, you mean drinking?
The villagers.
There may be more alive. Maybe this is a jail key or something. Let us check upstairs. You got it.
Agreed.
Upstairs? Oh, sorry, I'm coming.
The others are with Pharasma now, as they say.
Oh.
You guys arrive upstairs. It seems an area to get away from more of the crowds, a place you could enjoy tea, quiet conversation. The furniture and walls of the room have been vandalized and bear deep scratches. A hole has been smashed into the wall in the northeast, seemingly leading outside.
We do a quick cursory look around the room here.
Yeah, roll perception.
It does not look like there are any prisoners here.
Wait, there was another door downstairs. We'll check that later.
Hugo, this
Are there
looks
any,
to have
like-
been the Scorpion's den. Nothing else of interest piques your interest, or piques your curiosity.
Any special, anything particularly noteworthy about the hole in the wall, or maybe even the ground below it?
Seems scorpion-sized.
Okay.
Nothing else
Good
up
to
here.
confirm.
Leodon, you're gonna have your work cut out for you.
Well, I'm sure I'm gonna at least be able to turn this place somewhat presentable.
We should probably get rid of the blood before that happens.
I just hope people will be able to be comfortable coming here after everything that happened.
You do
Is this
find
door locked?
a locked door, yes. But you can unlock it with a key, so you can open it now. And here, You find what seems to have been the pantry, but huddled in the darkness are many villagers, young and old, man and woman,
Oh my goodness.
about a dozen of them, huddled in the darkness, fearfully optimistic upon your approach. The pantry smells of ammonia and terrible sickness amongst these people who have been trapped here for days. They all fearfully look to you. They're all tied here as well.
Shoot us and immediately start breaking their bonds.
Same. I've got a knife.
Thank you.
Working on it as well.
Seems the spirits answered our prayers. Shugo and looks like the abductees of the ceremony. They were saved. Thank you all. Oh, and by the way, give yourselves 120 experience points for the Modal Chu fight, and 40 experience points for freeing the captives. Total of 160.
Do not worry. The worst of it is over now, I believe.
It seems so. One seemed like their leader. I need to get back to my family. And it seems
Don't
as
let us
though,
stop you.
with the departure of the mists that were plaguing the town, with the relighting of the Eternal Lantern, with the organizing of the Resistance, with the liberation of Downtown, and the deaths of the lieutenants of the invasion, what remains of it, maybe one or two Jenkins or otherwise that don't even know what's happening, are quickly dealt with by the barracks guards, and it is safe enough to wander the now destroyed town. We'll have to deal with the ramifications of which next time, as we'll end our session here. Well done, guys.
Wow.
Hmm.
That was awesome.
We did it somehow.
Mm-hmm. As it usually is, the modern encounter is more extreme than the extreme encounter for some reason.
I didn't want to say anything. And again,
Wow.
our rolls are all over the place.
Yeah.
That's
But-
pretty good though. I really need to change my prepared spells to something better.
Well, you'll have
okay.
more of a chance to deliberate on what you prepare, because it won't be like you need to rush. Now that the
Yeah.
town is liberated, things will go a little bit more slowly, naturally. But
I'm happy that, like, in terms of exactly what I was planning to do in the fight, is coming and working quite nicely for us.
Mhm.
Being able to support Shugo and such.
With the known weaknesses coming up a lot this session.
Yeah. Also, you're being able to trip them and I can grapple them is probably a really good combo.
Yeah.
Great.
Mhm.
Yeah. And I can enfeeble to enable that more.
But yeah, thank you all for watching. Appreciate the attendance, so to say. We'll be here every week, Tuesday, 6:30 p.m. CST. And now that I'm streaming on YouTube, this will immediately go up. Don't have to worry about it. But if you also want to see me do other stuff, you can also find my other Twitch. Also going under Aeon, but that's Aeon Wolf. W-U-L-F. But I just do game stuff over there. So anyway, that is the end of the session. And of course, if you liked this map, this one is one I made for the campaign. It is part of my Patreon tier of Scout. $6 easily. I'm going to be adding a lot of maps to this campaign because this campaign needs a lot of maps, kind of like Kingmaker. So we'll see them as they go forward. But this map, I really like this map. This map came out really well, matching the style. Actually, I'll tell you what this was put on, or I styled it after this scene here. The canals going through the city.
Nice.
I always like the art they include.
Yeah.
I try to include them. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys next week. See y'all. Oh wait,
Bye-bye.
you stream on Twitch.
Yay!
I forgot.
Hi, yeah, I'm Chris Coble, the player of Yuga. I stream on Twitch Wednesdays and Saturdays, 6 to 10 p.m. Central Time at Chris Coble. Stop by sometime, it'll be fun.
Mm-hmm. Alright. Yes. We're off. See y'all.
Bye-bye.
See ya.